What's going on, guys? It's Jewish Rebel here today, and I've got something a little bit different for you guys. Some of you may know, probably none of you do because I've never done any car content on my channel before, that I'm actually a massive car fan. I'm a huge car fanatic, and I love cars. I love everything to do with cars. However, I've never done any sort of car racing material or played many car racing games on PC because there hasn't really been any car games that really suits me. I'm not really much a circuit racer. I'm more about that street life, you feel? So when Forza Horizon 3 got announced for PC, I realized I lost my shit essentially, because that, like, Underground 2, Need to Be Underground 2, you guys remember that? That was my shit. Forza Horizon 3 sort of like that, in terms of it being able to customize stuff, and not just about circuit racing like a lot of other games on PC available are. So I was really hyped for that. So over the last couple of months, I've been working on a project to set up a wheel rig essentially, and most of it's done. And when Forza Horizon 3 comes out, that's basically going to be the new amount of content for my channel. I'm not really going to be doing much else. I'm going to have a wheel cam set up, and I'm going to have the wheel set up, and I'm basically just going to be playing Forza Horizon 3, no-lifing it for a very, very long time. But Forza Horizon 3 is still a month and 20 odd days away, so until then, I'm just sitting here hyped, waiting patiently. Those who are interested, new list of cars are out for week 4. Last week it was about vintage and classics. This week it's about off-roading and a couple of classics, continuing on that trait line. But mostly off-roading and just a general mix of cars. We got 31 cars today from this list, and starting at number 1, we've got the Meyers Manx here, this little blue dune buggy. It's essentially, from what I understand, I think a Volkswagen. I'm not too sure about that, so don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's essentially a Volkswagen. Looks pretty cool. This background here, I think I can see, like, they've got like a little Australian batch house. They're actually quite popular, quite common. We have a lot of those in New Zealand as well. It looks like we've got like a little, there might be a lake or something, so this looks like a cool area to drive around in. Looks pretty sweet. And then we've got the Toyota FJ40 Land Cruiser, and this area looks pretty nice as well. Real close to the lake. It looks like this is like just proper actual outback area, and it looks like you can actually go down near to the lakes as well, which is really cool to see, because I know in Forza Horizon 2 there was a lot of barriers and boundaries blocking access to some places, and that annoyed a lot of people. So it'd be nice to see that they have been essentially removed from Horizon 3. That'd be cool to see. So that, unfortunately, there's only 2 screenshots this time around, or I mean technically there's 3, but this isn't actually in this car list. This is a 2016 Jaguar F-Type Project 7, and it's actually a pre-order bonus car if you pre-order from Best Buy. Now, New Zealand doesn't have a Best Buy, so I'm not even sure exactly what that is, but if you have a Best Buy near you and that looks like your car, then make sure you pick up your copy of Forza from Best Buy. Got a couple of other honorable mentions that aren't screenshots, but they're in the list. We've got the Pinhole Charler, which is essentially a baja racer, or a baja buggy. I'm not sure what they are, but it looks like it's going to be a real cool off-road dune buggy. We've got the Polaris Rzr Xp 1000, which I mean it's a Rzr Xp 1000, yeah. Got the 1973 Ford Escort Rs 1600. That's actually 2 hidden unicorn cars from Forza Motorsport 6. So that was in Forza Motorsport 6, as well as the 1971 Ford Falcon XY GTHO. Both are amazing cars, really cool cars. I'm really excited to get into those and play those. However, I only think they're available as prizes to participants of the Forza Racing Championship. That's what it says here, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get them normally in the game. But if they look like your cars that you're interested in and you're not part of the championship, then keep your eye out for them, because they're pretty sick cars. So that was more or less it. Oh, and the 1979 Opel Kadett CGTE from the Ralph Lauren Polar Red Car Race Pack. So they're the only cars, the other cars that I've mentioned out of the list There's a couple of other honorable mentions in the list that I've noticed out of the 31 that's announced today. The first one being the 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. It's a huge American car. I love huge American like classic cars, or I wouldn't say, well, 50s, 60s cars. Beautiful, beautiful car. I can't wait to get into that. And then they've got the 1954 Jaguar Xk120 Se, which last week there was a Mark II Jaguar released, and 3.8 litre inline 6, don't quote me on that, which is a beautiful, beautiful car, and I'm really happy to see that an Xk120 is in there as well. And then they've got the 1971 Plymouth Cuda with a Hemi block in it. Now that's really, really sick car as well. Absolutely beautiful car. Cannot wait to get into that and do a couple of engine swaps on it and drop it down and shit. So that's exciting. Other than that, oh, those environments though, the rainforest, the canyons, the ridges, the sand, like probably hands down one of the best diverse countries you could use in an open world. And honestly, I'm surprised that more games haven't used Australia as a base block for their games. But enough to do with Australia. Forza Horizon 3 is probably going to be my main source of content. I just made that sound weird, didn't I? But that's week's Forza Cars list. Subscribe if you are new. Like if you like the video. Gotta stop doing that. It sounds fucking... Yeah, subscribe if you're new. Like if you liked it. Comment if there's anything I could do better. And stay tuned because there will be more Forza content coming. There will definitely be the rest of the week's cars lists leading up to the release date. And I'm probably gonna have, I think New Zealand's getting it like before everyone else because we're ahead of everyone. So on release day, I'm probably gonna have some few videos out, and the first day, probably 3 or 4 videos out of gameplay. So if you're interested in that, definitely Definitely stay tuned and subscribe to stay up to date with that. And if you're an old subscriber for like other content, then stay subbed as well because I've got some other stuff coming out that's not Forza related. So thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Woke up and just felt right. Phone blown like a tailpipe. Today's schedule airtight. I turn a short day into a long night. See you soon if you got the heart. Meet you outside Rennie Park. Hurry up if it's getting dark. We don't say much and that says a lot. Hop into that old Benz. Drive through that road ends.